Okay, hello and welcome to the Toronto Film Festival here in the heart of the entertainment district in downtown Toronto. I'm Paul Heath from thehollywoodnews.com.
Hello, I'm Stefan Pape from HeyUGuys.
And we're going to talk about a film that played very early this morning on day one to the press, which is Manchester by the Sea. I think it's one of its very first screenings in the world, although there are, some reviews already online. So, what did we think?
Oh, it's awful. No, it's incredible. It's the first film we saw at the festival this year, and we both said, I think, straight afterwards, there's a good chance it might not actually be topped. I mean, it's not often you come out of a cinema and you think, well, I'm going to give that 5 stars regardless. Usually you have to play around in your mind, you weigh up the pros and cons. And I just thought, I sat there for, 2 hours and a quarter?
Yes.
And I was just absorbed by it the entire time. I cried pretty much the whole way through it. And usually that happens at the end of a festival when I'm sleep deprived. This is day one. So tears are quite rare on day one.
I'm actually getting shivers up my spine, even just thinking about what happened. I mean, I think we need to talk about Casy Affleck, who is in every scene pretty much.
It's the first performance, I think, this year the way you've gone, that could be, that's Oscar worthy.
That is definitely an Oscar nomination.
For me, this is the first film I've seen. Obviously, it's only just really started the kind of award season because the festivals have just begun, and we haven't seen La La Land and other films yet. But this was the first film I saw that I thought that's in contention straight away.
Absolutely, and I think you were saying best of the festival. We've only seen 2 films, but it's one of the best of the year.
100%.
Let's just get that out there.
Yeah.
Now. It's phenomenal, and so the basic story. I mean, because people won't know about this film, it's best not to know too much going into it. I think it's what I said to you afterwards. Because I didn't know anything about this film going in to see it this morning, other than that Casey Affleck was in it along with Carl Chandler, Michelle Williams, and it was roughly about a guy that has to look after his nephew as a result of a tragedy in the family. That was it. That's kind of all you need to know.
That's all you need to know, though, isn't it? Yeah.
Anything more would spoil the film for you. We won't give any spoilers on this, but there's a centre section which is probably the most perfect.
I almost grabbed your leg, actually, during that moment.
And literally, you're on the verge of tears all of the way through this film. And obviously, as Stefan said, it comes out a number of times, doesn't it? And
but it's just,
I'm really getting bothered.
Yeah, I know. But it's just so well paced. I mean, it's a film where it's not linear in any way, shape, or form. No. It's got tons of flashbacks the whole way through it, and the story is told in such quite a complex way, but it's so well paced and well structured. And the way Kenneth Lonergan, the director, feeds you bits of information from Casey Affleck's past as you go along, and you start piecing it together as you go. And the way your preconceptions about certain characters change as a result of what you eventually learn. I mean, it's such a well-made film, and I think we were saying afterwards, it's the attention to detail. There's one scene in particular where he's on the phone to sort of a teacher at his nephew's school, and the phone keeps cutting out, and he's like, "Sorry, I didn't catch that." And you think, who writes that in a screenplay? If you're writing a screenplay and you have to write a conversation between 2 people, you write a conversation. But it's that attention to detail. He can't go back. He's like, "Sorry, I didn't catch that," and he can't hear him. But it has no bearing on the narrative. It's just little moments like that make it so naturalistic, and obviously you need to have that kind of investment in the film so that when you do get to the more sort of melodramatic stages, you're completely on board, and you just are completely.
And Casey Affleck, his performance, although magnificent, is so underplayed, isn't it? It's not like he's out there doing some extravagant acting that's wow, this is great.
No, it's very subtle.
The opposite of that. So and I've not seen him in anything. He's a great actor, obviously. Overshadowed by his brother a little bit in terms of stardom. But in terms of this,
I think this is probably a better performance I've ever seen Ben Affleck give in anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
But every actor, every character, I mean, there's a whole myriad of characters in this film. It's not just Casey Affleck, but you've got so many members of their family, which extends to kind of like not just his partner, but his brother's partner, and then his dad, and then the kind of the girlfriend of the nephew, and you got all these characters, and every single character feels like they've been so well rounded and so well written. I mean, it doesn't feel like there's a wasted line, a wasted character in this movie.
No, it's perfect in every way, and so I can't recommend it enough. But
and the music,
the music, so it uses opera, it uses classical music, all perfectly, and it's in certain parts in the film that a lot of emotions are provoked by silent performance. As in, it's just the music, and it's just a picture of Casey Affleck's face, or him doing something, or you know how he's feeling, and you can see it in his eyes, and it just breaks your heart.
It does,
doesn't it? So,
should we go for a little cry? I think
I need a beer. But anyway, that's Manchester by the Sea. It plays here in Toronto. I think it plays here tomorrow night. And it's also at London Film Festival. So, but it's one of the best so far. But we'll see if it can be beaten. Okay, that's it for now. Join us in our videos on HeyUGuys on HollywoodNews.com. I'm Paul Heath and Stefan Pape. See you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey